NES Games. What up, Randies, and welcome to another episode of The Rarest, where today we're showing off some of the rarest NES games ever released. The NES was released way before my time, but thanks to ports on things like Game Boys and Virtual Consoles, I've been able to try a select few, and many of them still hold up to this day. Sadly, very few of the games on this list are considered popular, but that's what makes them so elusive in the first place. So, let's get into it. This is The Rarest NES Games. The Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES for short, is one of the few gaming devices out there that everybody remembers, whether you grew up with one or not. Originally debuting in Japan as the Nintendo Family Computer, or Famicom, in 1983, the NES was released here in 1985, and reignited the video game marketplace after the legendary 1983 crash. And the number one reason for this success was none other than the inventive games that accompanied this legendary system. Super Mario Bros., Metroid, Zelda, Punch-Out!, and many other franchises got their formulas from the 8-bit era. But today we're digging deeper. For every hit like Mario or Zelda, there was a subsequent flop, and today on The Rarest, we'll be taking a look at some good games, some bad games, and of course some rare games for the NES. So, in the immortal words of Mario, here we go! I should really preface this episode by saying that this isn't a list of the most expensive NES games created, but rather the obscure ones that are by definition hard to find. Some will be more elusive than others, but overall the goal is to show off some really cool collectibles that would look great in any Nintendo collection. And starting us off today is Devil World. Fun fact, this is the only Miyamoto-developed game that was never released in North America, which is odd as the game does have an English version. The reason for this ban was due to Nintendo America's strict guidelines dealing with religious imagery in video games at the time, and Devil World simply pushed too many boundaries with its faith-based gameplay. In fact, the only way you'd likely even know of this game is from the Devil Assist trophy in the last two Smash installments. A Japanese version of this game is essentially worthless to a collector, as it's about as common as Kid Icarus or Zelda 2. Remember, this is Miyamoto we're talking about. However, a PAL version of this game in English fetches a much higher price on the secondary market. A boxed version will run you upwards of $300, and a factory-sealed version will cost you at least double that. I guess it's true what they say, controversy creates collectability. Cheetah Men 2 was one of the greatest discoveries in the video game world, period. It's basically just shy of the E.T. landfill in New Mexico, but far more lucrative. The Cheetah Men were designed as a way for Active Enterprise Studios to capitalize on the popularity of games like Ninja Turtles and Battletoads. After some success, a sequel began production, but it was assumed to be all but abandoned until 1996 when 1,500 unfinished cartridges were found in a warehouse and sold online. The game itself is impossible to beat, but due to the fact that only 1,500 carts exist, this quickly became one of the rarest NES games of all time, and to this day a Cheetah Men 2 cartridge sells for upwards of $600. In today's climate, there's a lot of criticism that a game or a film doesn't even have to be good to make buckets of money, but in the case of Cheetah Men 2, it never even had to be finished. Alright, you guys would kill me if this next game didn't make it on this episode. So let's get into my personal favorite oddity, the Nintendo World Championships cartridge. This demo-like game is considered by many to be the holy grail for video game collecting. Designed by Nintendo for the 1990 Nintendo World Championships, Nintendo fans played their way through Super Mario Bros., Tetris, and Rad Racer against a timer, and the winners of each age group across the United States took home one of 90 special gray cartridges featuring the compilation of games. The cartridge today sells for over $6,000 and is only found in the most sacred of collections. However, that same year, Nintendo Power commissioned 26 of the same game on Zelda-like golden cartridges to be awarded to the winners of a contest, and this is where the numbers get crazy. Despite the very real possibility of counterfeit carts, one of these babies will sell upwards of $18,000, and that's probably even more these days as there's obviously not many sales due to the low number of games. Either way, if you manage to acquire gold or gray, you'll truly be in an elite club, and honestly, I hope Nintendo does something similar for the 2015 edition of the NWC. Well, this is it. This is the Action Comics #1, the Mona Lisa, the rarest NES game ever released in North America, and it's essentially a proto-Wii Fit game. No, seriously. Stadium Events was Bandai's second entry in its Extra Gaming Family Fun Fitness series, and somehow also the most sought after NES game ever. The game was designed to work in unison with a special mat that would register the player's movements in tandem with the events on screen. So yes, once again, it was a proto-Wii Fit. The difference is, in North America, only 200 copies were ever released into the wild, and because of this, the scarce sequel has gone on to find itself getting bids well over 5 digits anytime it pops up on eBay. The most recent copy put on the site sold for over $35,000, and no, that's not a mistake. There's 3 zeros in that number, for Wii Fit Junior, or is that Wii Fit Senior? I clearly don't get it myself, but what I do understand is that this is the cream of the crop when it comes to uncommon NES games, and there's no denying that the NTSC version of Stadium Events is the rarest NES game ever released, whether I think it's special or not. Thanks for watching. You know, it's amazing how something as common as an NES game could potentially be worth tens of thousands of dollars, but I guess when you're a collector, sometimes you gotta complete the set. Thank you for watching this episode of The Rarest, and make sure to tune in next time when we take a look at the rarest Pokemon cards of all time. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below letting us know what your favorite memory with an NES game was. My personal favorite was completing The Legend of Zelda on its regular and Master Quest difficulties. Now that was challenging. Expect a brand new Amiibo video post E3, and until then, happy hunting, baby rhinos.